Yunus lived in a bustling city. It teemed with life and activity. He felt a call from God. He was chosen to deliver a vital message. His heart pounded. Could he face this challenge? His task was to preach to the people of Nineveh. Nineveh was a city known for its wickedness. Its people had turned away from God. They worshipped idols made of wood and stone. Would they listen to the words of a lone prophet? Yunus felt a knot of fear in his stomach. Doubts clouded his mind. What if he failed? The thought of facing their scorn terrified him. Could he endure their rejection? He wrestled with his fear. He doubted his own strength. Yunus made a decision that would change everything. He decided to run. He turned away from his mission. He boarded a ship and sailed away. The ship sailed smoothly at first. A gentle breeze filled the sails. Yet a storm gathered quickly. The sky turned a menacing gray. Waves crashed against the ship. Fear gripped the hearts of the sailors. They had never seen such fury in the sea. They believed a sinner was amongst them. They cast lots to identify the guilty soul. Each time the lot fell on Yunus. He knew this storm was a sign. It was a consequence of his disobedience. He confessed his deed to the desperate sailors. They were horrified. The sailors argued about what to do. They were afraid to throw him overboard. Throwing a man into the sea felt wrong, but the storm raged on, threatening to swallow them whole. In the end, they saw no other choice. They hurled Yunus into the raging sea. The waves closed over Yunus. He was tossed and turned in the churning water. He felt utterly alone and lost. Darkness surrounded him. The salty water stung his eyes. As he sank deeper, he saw a monstrous form approaching. It was a giant fish, its mouth wide open. He was swallowed whole. He found himself in the belly of the beast. The stench was overwhelming. It was slimy and dark. He was trapped. There was no escape. Fear threatened to consume him. He knew this was his fate. He had brought this upon himself. In that moment of utter despair, he remembered God. He realized the depth of his mistake. He had given in to fear. He had doubted God's plan. Now he was paying the price. In the darkness, Yunus cried out. He begged God for forgiveness, pouring out his heart in prayer. He realized his arrogance and understood the gravity of his disobedience. He acknowledged God's power and mercy, clinging to the last shred of hope. He repeated a prayer, "There is no God but you. Glory be to you. I have done wrong." He repeated these words as he drifted into a state between sleep and wakefulness, feeling the rocking motion of the fish. Yunus spent days in the belly of the fish where time lost all meaning. He reflected on his life, grappled with his mistakes, and understood that God had not abandoned him. This was a test, a trial of faith. He emerged from the darkness transformed. Then, a miracle happened. Yunus felt the fish swimming upwards, breaking through the surface of the water. Thrown onto the shore, he lay there, gasping for breath, feeling the warmth of the sun on his skin. It was a second chance, weak and exhausted, but alive. He looked back at the vast ocean and saw the enormity of God's mercy. He had been given another opportunity, and he would not waste it. He rose to his feet, determined to fulfill his purpose. Yunus returned to Nineveh a changed man. He went back to complete his mission, approaching the city with humility. He preached the message of God, and to his surprise, the people listened. They were moved by his words, having never encountered such sincerity. The entire city of Nineveh repented. They turned back to God, abandoning their wicked ways. The city was spared from destruction. Yunus's story became a powerful lesson, teaching people about the dangers of despair and highlighting the importance of faith. Even in our modern times, we face similar challenges. We often doubt ourselves, run from our problems, and make mistakes. But Yunus's story gives us hope. It reminds us that it's never too late to turn back to what is right. We all have the capacity for change. We can all seek forgiveness. We can all embrace second chances. Yunus's journey reminds us that even in the darkest depths, a glimmer of hope remains. We only need the courage to seek it.